The United Council, to me, is a touchy issue. On the one hand, you have the idea of a united student front against other corporate interests or other interest groups, essentially, because that's what essentially comes down to. I mean, the legislators will either listen to AARP or the American for the retired people, or they'll listen to the United Council. Right now, as my opponent has said, the United Council has strayed away from the idea of lobbying for the students and instead have decided to lobby for specific segments of students and has decided to take up social activist causes. Now, I also agree with my opponent that those causes are useful. They are fantastic ideas that need to be supported, but not by the United Council. They need to be supported by the Sierra Club or the NRA or whoever else it might be, whoever else the lobbying and interest groups may be. The United Council should be for the students, and as a result, I feel that the United Council could do better at it, but at this time they aren't. As a result, I feel that possibly the best way would be for the students here on campus to talk to the legislators themselves, send them emails, send not only our legislators emails, but have your parents send emails to their legislators if they live in Wisconsin and go, hey, you need to keep my son's tuition down, or you need to keep my daughter's tuition down. You need to fund the university more. You need to fund these universities more because I can't continue paying it. We're both working two full-time jobs and we still can't afford our sons and daughters' tuition increases. So right now, I would say the best idea would be for us as students by ourselves to talk to them, because right now United Council is not doing their job, which is to help us. Thank you.
Travis, this next question is for you. What is your stance on whether the differential tuition initiatives currently being proposed by the UW Superior Administration should go to a student referendum, or should the representatives of the students have the final say on the initiatives?
This is an issue I probably don't even know myself what my position is. I feel that if the student, how should I put this? If the student response to our outreach, SGA's outreach, is one that has a lot of dialogue involved, back and forth, then I feel that yes, we should have a referendum. If there is, if the dialogue is very little, very scarce, then I feel that it would be appropriate for the Student Senate to vote and decide and make the final decision. There is a SUFAC meeting tonight, and we'll see what the turnout is. We'll see what the turnout is for the Senate meeting next week, and we'll find out how much feedback has been given to the Student Senate.
The question is right now is whether we should have allow the students to make the decision, or that we should trust our representatives that the students elected to make their decisions for them. Right now, I know I am undecided about the issue on even the differential tuition, much less whether or not it should be a referendum or an SGA vote. My running mate, Tara Lowe, is actually for the differential tuition increases, while I am rather adamantly against them as I see them right now. But when it comes to whether or not we should have a referendum or whether the SGA should vote, I would like to wait until after tonight. If there's lots of students who show up to the meeting and the SGA feels strongly that enough students have come to represent their, to announce their voices and talk and have a good dialogue with the university administration, then I would say I think the SGA could make a good vote. But on the other end, if there's very limited students, if very few students come, if everyone just looks and go, well, I don't know what's going on, so I'm going to sit here not asking questions, then I would want the students to, would want the referendum to take place. Thank you.
will be our final question directed to the presidential candidates. We'll start off with Travis again. In the remaining few weeks before the end of the spring semester, what do you see yourself doing in office?
The first two things are getting the SUFAC and IE process underway. Current administration is starting that now. I would like to see that done and finished by the end of the term so students have the materials ready if they want to submit packets. I think that's probably what we're expected to do, being that it was done last year. I think that's probably the most, what students anyway, what they would like from us immediately.
The current administration is starting the SUFAC processes and the recognition of student org processes right now. So I would want to continue that movement. I would want to continue their processes that they're starting, because essentially they're jump starting us and we're going to let it roll after that. I would also want to make sure that I have all my cabinet members, my directors and vice directors in place before the end of the school year, so that I can start talking with them and we can start figuring out and working with the students and working with the administration right away. So that way when we get back, I'm still not trying to scramble to find a SUFAC director or a communications director or something like that. That would be my main thing that I would want to get done right away, because it's a very important thing to get done. The most important item our president needs to get done. He needs to get the people around him in place before he can do anything else, I feel. Thank you.
Logan, you may as well stay up there. It's
Okay.
your chance to give the first closing statement of the debate. You have 3 minutes.
First off, I'm very honored to be up here, actually. I'm honored to know that there was enough students who at least wanted to hear what I had to say and what my ideas were and what I hope to accomplish. So I want to thank the students who were here who signed it, and even who signed my opponent's packets, because without them, this wouldn't be much of a debate. It'd kind of be a little boring if it was just me and Tara up here. When it comes to working together as a student body president, I feel that I would need to work closely with the administration, because I'm the liaison between the students and our administration and the people above us, such as the legislators and board of regents. So that is what I would strive to do. There are plenty of things that I agree with my opponents, but there's many other things that I don't. And I would want to emphasize bringing in people from all different backgrounds into my administration. Not just people who are going to say yes to my ideas, but I'd rather have an administration that would, my cabinet members to be not necessarily yes men, but men and women who would make me think. And have a good discussion, not only in our executive meetings, but also in our SGA meetings, because that is essentially what a governance should be. Thank you.
Travis, your closing statement, please.
In years past, student government has been pretty volatile, and I congratulate President Fletcher for kind of weathering the storm of SGA, and I hope to continue that. There is currently an open door policy, and I plan to keep that open. My philosophy is that the function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. And I hope to do that if Joe and I are elected. So the door is open. Step on in, have a discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to